Am I the a-hole for not donating some winter coats to 2 cold little girls? This is definitely a joke. There's just no way you even asked that. Am I the a-hole for making it very clear that I do not want a long-term relationship with my current girlfriend? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Am I the a-hole for getting up from my chair in the middle of Christmas dinner and shouting, "Shut the F up" about my body in response to my husband's observation? This is already sounding crazy to me. Ho ho ho. Miss Zanita is on the flow for this video. Yeah. It's Christmas edition. Oh my gosh, get me. I'm so consistent. What? And I'm dressed for the occasion. Look at my hat. Look at my socks. Oh, I'm so prepared. I'm gonna be giving some love advice, some relationship advice. I'm gonna be the personal therapist for today. If you don't know it already, it's a Reddit page called Am I the A-hole, where people list their situation and then a bunch of random strangers give their opinion. Fun, isn't it? Amen, the word is so fun. Now I'm gonna be one of those strangers, gonna give my opinion because I have so much experience, so much live experience myself. This is gonna be holiday edition. Let's get started. Am I the a-hole for suggesting my fiance and I spend Christmas apart this year? Ooh. My fiance and I come from very different backgrounds, and when it comes to holidays, I grew up with small family gatherings that were more about good deeds and travel, while he comes from a big tight-knit family that treasures being together during holidays. Over the years, holidays have become stressful for me. Our families live far enough apart that visiting both Thanksgiving and Christmas is inconvenient. My relationship with my mom is strained, so spending holidays with her often feels like an obligation rather than something I enjoy. Fair enough. Meanwhile, my fiance loves being with his family and wants us to continue celebrating with them. This has caused conflict because he doesn't see rotation holidays between our families as fair, especially since he knows I don't enjoy the holiday with my mom and doesn't want to sacrifice the fun that he has with his family. I tried to compromise. I told him we could always spend Thanksgiving with his family since it's his favorite holiday, but for Christmas, I want to start creating traditions that we both enjoy rather than always defaulting to his family plans. However, he feels strongly about continuing his family traditions and doesn't want to miss out, especially since we moved out of state last year. This year, I proposed something different. I stay home with our dogs and relax while he spends Christmas with his family. For me, taking a break from the stress of holiday obligations, watching movies and truly unwinding sounds like bliss. I framed it as a win-win. He gets to enjoy time with his family without compromise, and I get a peaceful holiday. We can celebrate Christmas together when he returns. His response was that he doesn't want to spend Christmas without me because we're partners. But I know he'd be unhappy if he stayed home just for me. I suspect he's worried I'll be upset if he goes out without me, but honestly, I'd rather he enjoy the day with his family than resent missing it. I also think his nieces and nephews will love having him there, and that feels like a meaningful gift for everyone. I know this doesn't solve the bigger issue of how we handle holidays as a couple long term, but with just a few days until Christmas, this seemed like a reasonable solution. Still, I wonder if I'm being too rigid or selfish for wanting this time for myself. Am I the a-hole for suggesting we spend Christmas apart this year? I don't think so. I feel like you're still trying to be considerate as possible. And I feel like Christmas should be spent all together with your loved ones. But if you feel like maybe this year, 1 year out of how many years, is not for you, and you want to spend that alone time, feel like you need that, then that's completely reasonable. Alternating Christmases is completely fair, especially if Thanksgiving is always spent with his family already. I don't know how it might seem a bit off that the wife is not there, but again, I feel like if you want to spend that 1 year on your own and then spend Christmas together once he's back, I think that's completely fair. I don't think you're the a-hole. I don't know if everyone's a bit sensitive or whatever, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Not gonna lie, it's not that big of a deal. But obviously if it's now a reoccurring thing, that might be an issue. But I think just communication will resolve the issue. Yes, communication and voicing your feelings and toughing it out a little bit. Everyone just has a say. Have a conversation, a true-hearted conversation, so that he knows where you're at and you know where he's at, you know? Yes, yes, yes. That's my advice. Congratulations. Oh, I know, that was amazing. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to take home what my M-I-L? What's that? I don't come on Reddit often, if you haven't noticed already. What my Mill got my son for Christmas. Oh, mother-in-law. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's actually bad. Sorry about that. Me, 33-year-old female, and my mother-in-law have a good relationship in general, but she has a history of not respecting boundaries. This year, we are spending Christmas with my husband's family, and we told our mother-in-law that we want to just experiences for my son, like a membership to the aquarium, zoo, day in Legoland or something like that, and maybe a book or two that he can unwrap. He has too many toys and clothes already, and he doesn't understand yet receiving gifts. Well, my mother-in-law was beyond herself, and she wasn't able to get my son gifts, so she asked for an Amazon wish list for things she could get that we could use in the future. My husband and I spent quite a bit of time thinking about what to add to that list because we truly don't need much for our son. We sent it to my mother-in-law and told her she could choose some items from there. This morning, my husband asked what she was planning to get our son because my mum asked if we could share the list with her to get a few things from it. My mother-in-law sends my husband a text back saying I might be on the naughty list now, and a video of all her presents she got my son. Nothing from the list. It was a pile of huge items that she knows we don't have space for. A car that my son can ride on, a keyboard, a play kitchen, tons of books, one of those Amazon iPads for kids. We don't do screens with him. I told my husband that she can keep those at her home if she wants, but we are not bringing them with us. I found it very disrespectful that she just bought whatever she wanted when we specifically told her we didn't want anything. Also, why ask for a list if you're going to ignore it? True, I guess. My husband thinks that we should bring some things to not make her mom feel bad, but in my mind, we're just sending the message that she can do whatever she wants and we'll be okay with it. Also, we don't have the space, lol. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to take home what my mother-in-law got my son for Christmas? I feel like it's not necessarily something bad that you should be upset about. I think the thought was there and it's like cute enough. However, yeah, of course, if you ask for a list and then you completely ignore it, that's not the best either. But I feel like it's also kind of cute. Maybe she just really cares for her grandson. I don't think you're an a-hole, but I definitely think you should take what she has gotten you, at least some of the things. I feel like that's a sweet gesture. You're a little bit an a-hole for reacting like that. I feel like it's all in good heart and cutesy. Am I the a-hole for not donating some winter coats to 2 cold little girls? This is definitely a joke. There's just no way you even asked that. I'm new to Reddit, but this situation is so confusing to me. Let me explain what happened. It's gotten very, very cold recently. I live in the Midwest. My son, 13-year-old male, has 2 friends, twin girls, 13 females, who moved here in September from California. They hang out at our house a lot, one more than the other. Yesterday, my oldest daughter, 20-year-old female, is home for winter break. She came into the kitchen where I was and told me she doesn't think the twins own good winter clothes. When I looked, one was in a hoodie and the other was wearing a jean jacket. My daughter asked me if we had any of her old clothes in the attic that we were maybe saving for my youngest, so we went up to look. I found lots of nice clothes from when my oldest was younger, some good quality coats, long sleeve shirts, even a soiled pair of snow boots. I decided that the twins needed those clothes a lot more than my youngest, who hasn't grown into them yet. I can always buy her new things, but these girls are poor. My son says they share one wardrobe already. My daughter took the clothes to the twins and told them they were theirs, or we were going to throw them out. They're pretty stubborn girls, but they accepted the donation and seemed subtly overjoyed about it. So how exactly is this gonna go bad and go left? Well, I expected that to be the end of it. Instead, this morning I heard knocking on my door. Oh, I see what's about to happen. When I opened it, it was the twin stepdad. He had the box of clothes we sent home with them. He told me we don't take donations in this house and to keep my nose out of his business. He acted like I had ruined his day and really put him out. I asked him if the twins had their own winter coats already that they just weren't wearing, and he said that they're tough, as if that means they don't get cold. My husband says I should have expected that reaction. I tried to call their mother, but couldn't get a hold of her. Am I the a-hole? Of course you're not, but I definitely understand how maybe from that side of the things, you don't know what's going on in their home. Either he maybe saw it as sort of a knock to his ego in a sense, or something that's like, why would we need help from a stranger or someone that we don't know that well? You're looking down on us. I can see where that mindset might cause on their side maybe, because we don't know what's happening in that household either. But of course you're not the a-hole for that. Am I the a-hole for making it very clear that I do not want a long-term relationship with my current girlfriend? Ooh. 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 Okay, I'm nearly 45 and I've had a lot of good luck in my life, but I've also worked hard for everything I have. My business, my health, my property. After my divorce, which was really bitter, I made it clear to myself and to any future partners that I'm not in it for marriage or any long-term relationships. They only last as long as we're both happy with it and we're both enjoying it. If we aren't and something can't be fixed, we go our separate ways. I don't want my fiancés tangled with marriage. What? Oh, sorry. Whoa, I can't read today. I don't want my finances tangled with marriage. My current girlfriend is significantly younger than I am, but we both are quite comfortable with that. Okay, she has a couple of friends who are intensely jealous of our lifestyle, and I think are starting to weigh on her about our relationship. They are planting seeds in her to make her wonder or worry whether it's okay that I don't want to commit. This is basically what my girlfriend told me the other day. I made it clear to her what my deal is and told her that I'm pretty sure her girlfriends are nothing but jealous. Ooh, come on now. We have a great life. We travel. I shower her with nice dresses and gifts. Okay, sugar daddy. She's got a few more years before she has to worry about settling down and seeing whether she wants to marry, have children, etc. Nothing that I'm interested in the least bit. She told me she understands me, but I'm a bit of a callous a-hole. Am I the a-hole? Yes. What the heck? I feel like you already answered your own question. What kind of post is this? What? You're a grown man. You're getting with a younger female for what? First of all, like, of course you should really know that she's eventually could change her mind, even if she doesn't actually end up wanting those things. She's a young woman, what I'm hearing. And you as a 45-year-old grown-ass man, a whole grown man, out here talking about, oh, I don't want any of that. Her girlfriends are speaking to her, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, her girlfriends know her and probably have known her for longer than you have as a grown-ass man. And are just looking for the best. I think it's weird behavior. And I think you are the a-hole because I don't feel like you're being considerate at all to her in this situation. And you should know better. As a 45-year-old grown man. Am I the a-hole for proposing to my fiance at his family Christmas? My fiance Jake loves everything about Christmas and wintertime. We have talked a lot about marriage and are ready to get engaged, so I decided to take the plunge. It was our Christmas to spend with Jake's family, and his mom always goes way over the top with decoration. So it was like a winter wonderland, and it just seemed like the perfect place. During dinner, I got down on one knee and presented him with a wedding band. Oh, Jake's dad was pretty confused because he's the old school type and kept asking what was going on and if I was really proposing. I did anticipate that he would have some issues with a woman proposing. Jake's mom hushed him, so I thought she was on my side. We've had some issues in the past. Jake said yes, and I was over the moon. We celebrated with an amazing meal and family, and it was truly a magical night. Jake's dad did shut up when his mom told him to, but he seemed kind of uncomfortable the rest of the night and kept snickering. I heard today that Jake's mom is furious. I hijacked her dinner and was ranting when we left that Christmas is about everyone, not about us. And she fears I used her by latching onto her celebration. She's something of an attention seeker and one-upper, and just that morning had been trying to make me jealous with the jewelry her husband got me. Apparently, she now is saying I have no respect, so I don't know if I was out of line. Women in male-dominated fields, I guess. Yo, that's kind of crazy. At the family dinners, you've told no one that you're about to propose, and it's like comes to a shock as a pretty traditional family. I don't know. Again, women in male-dominated fields, I guess. You feel me? Not me though. Like not me in that field though. Not personally, but I respect it. It takes some bravery. Okay, I respect it. I just think, I don't know if Christmas dinner is the best time to do something like that without speaking to the family or anything. Maybe, you know, even if it was a surprise, not even one person knew. You didn't even mention it to one person at Christmas dinner. Ugh, it just screams a bit awkward to me. It just screams a bit awkward to me. I don't know if you're the a-hole. I just feel like it's an uncomfortable situation for everyone. Especially if there's some tension. Even for maybe your husband now, maybe a more private situation, especially if you know you don't really get on with the family like that. Maybe a more private scenery would have been nicer for you to propose and more meaningful as well to the both of you, so that you don't have that awkward tension or those eyes that you know aren't necessarily wishing you the best. Whatever makes your heart grow fonder, that's love. Love is love, you know, and you can't hate on it. So yeah, that's my answer. Comme ci, comme ça. Am I the a-hole for talking to my single friend about my relationship, even though it makes her uncomfortable? Where's this gonna go? Me, 21-year-old female, and my best friend, 21-year-old female also, have been friends for 4 years and have been single together for 3.5 years. She had next to no suitors that don't make her uncomfortable. For some reason, the idea of being in a relationship with anyone is inconceivable to her, and she can't get past talking to any individuals because she lacks social skills. Verbatim, what she said to me. And she's sex repulsed, asexual, probably a lesbian. I'm in a heterosexual relationship with my boyfriend. 32. Yo, these age gaps are. Oh my goodness. I've been together since March of this year. It happened very quickly, and when I announced it to her, the second it came out my mouth, I could see it affected her negatively, but she said she was happy for me. For months, I would talk about him freely and her mood would very obviously shift. Our two other friends are in a relationship together, and when the four of us hang out, sometimes we get to talking about our relationships, similarities, funny stories, stuff like that. We all know to keep things PG because we know how she feels about intercourse and we respect the boundary. We never cross that line, but because she can't add something to a 3-minute conversation, she gets so upset and goes completely silent and moody until we make the conversation about her. I got so tired of it, so I brought it up in a private conversation between just the two of us, and she said it's literally because she can't relate and it's selfish of me to talk about anything boyfriend or relationship related. I love her to death, but I love my boyfriend too. I love talking about what makes me happy. Today in a group chat with her, my two friends in a relationship and another friend who is also in a relationship, we're having a very short text thread about gifts for the holidays for our partners and how excited we were. And she said, add me back. And she said, add me back in January, cute coupley stuff, and left the group chat. We immediately added her back because that's so ridiculous, but we got the message. Am I the a-hole for wanting to share that part of my life with her? Because he's my entire world, and obviously we have other things to talk about together, but it feels like I'm walking on eggshells and could ruin our friendship over it. This is an interesting situation. I don't think you're necessarily the a-hole, but also low-key, because the whole group is in a relationship and that's all you're talking about, and she's obviously the only one that's not in a relationship. Yes, she's gonna be slightly left out. She's gonna feel like, oh, okay, I'm not really part of this conversation. She won't know what to include to the conversation, especially when it's not even necessarily about advice about maybe you and your man getting in an argument or just asking for advice. It's literally, oh, let's all talk about what gift we're gonna get for our partner around the girl that doesn't have a partner. It's fine. I feel like as friends it's completely fine, and she's probably considerate of the situation, but if that's all you talk about with her when it's not relevant to her at all, she's gonna feel like she can't contribute to the conversation. I don't know. I don't feel like you're necessarily the a-hole, but even the way that their tone was in this message or in this post, in this Reddit post, also gave me like kind of like, okay, you love her to death, but you're speaking about her in such a weird way. Oh, so ridiculous. And we added her back. Why are people so scared to just talk one-on-one and ask her about her feelings? What I'm hearing is you've ignored all the signs and you haven't even gone to ask her, oh, I'm really sorry, like, does this make you uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. And you've noticed all the signs that it does make her uncomfortable clearly, and you've just ignored it. If you love her so much and she's your friend, you guys haven't done an intervention or asked her like, oh, okay, like, do you feel a certain type of way about us speaking about our partners or whatever. I feel like she probably doesn't care, but maybe she also doesn't care enough to be part of the conversation as well. Or maybe she does care, you don't know it, but if she's the type of person that does feel a bit uncomfortable about it, or maybe, you know, does struggle with trying to fit into that side of your guys' life, why haven't you spoken about that one-on-one instead of coming on Reddit and asking the flipping forum? If you're already thinking about it, I don't even get it. If you're already thinking about it, obviously you know that it's an issue. Obviously you know that it's something that you'd want to address. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that a predicament? This friendship doesn't sound pleasing. This friendship doesn't really sound like a proper friendship. But again, what do I know? Even the comments, respect your friend enough to say topics you know make her uncomfortable for your other friends when she's not around. What do you mean this 32-year-old man is your whole world? At 21, oh girl. Don't let that man be your whole world. It won't end well, okay? Let it be half your world, or maybe like 70% your world. But you should be at the top priority of that world, okay? Am I the a-hole for getting up from my chair in the middle of Christmas dinner and shouting, shut the F up about my body in response to my husband's observation? This is already sounding crazy to me. What's the observation? Ever since I had my son months ago, my husband has started making indirect comments about my body. He never says any hurtful words, but I find his observations, as he calls it, hurtful. For example, he'd see me wearing an old top and say, "Oh, that top used to look so good on you, but not anymore though." Oh, don't even get me aggy already. Don't even get me aggy. Or when he looks at my waist and says, "Wow, didn't know your waist could get this wide." Okay, I'm sorry. Excuse me, straight. This is not even funny at all, but wife. I don't see how you see this as observation when these sly remarks are obviously, which are not meant to be hurtful, are obviously hurtful. Let's be for real, please. Like basically passive stuff that I tried to ignore till it extended to friends and family. For your information, this went on for months and months and months. Oh, I would crash out. No, I would crash out so bad. Like, what are you talking about? Someone that just had your baby, knowing damn well how much mothers go through and how hard it is to get rid of the weight and how many issues that come after pregnancy that might delay that process a little bit. So, and he should know that, like, you're actually a grown man. These are grown men that are just being ridiculous. We went to Christmas celebration at his family's home. My sister-in-law complimented my floral maxi dress and my husband said, "I agree, it looks good on you. Though, I do have to admit that your waist could get smaller than this." The audacity is insane. The audacity is just actually crazy. Awkward silence took over. I was absolutely fuming. I would be too, and this was my last straw. So I got up from my chair in the middle of dinner and shouted at the top of my lungs, "Shut the F up about my body." Oh, as you should. He was absolutely speechless, and his family stared while some others tried to get me to calm down, but situation got more tense and dinner ended up being cut short, and my husband storming off to his friend's place. Oh, you're actually a child. What is wrong with you? What? I don't know. I feel like certain people just lack basic common sense. Certain people have no knowledge of their surroundings, no self-awareness. This is crazy. I don't even know how this is even a conversation. Storming off to his friend's place to spend the night upon leaving a very nasty text saying I embarrassed him and made a scene over an observation he made. You can take those observations and stuff them up your, cause what? He called me childish. Oh, so she's childish. Okay. He called me childish and told me to get therapy for my insecurities instead of verbally abusing him and scaring his family. Now I feel like an absolute idiot a-hole and like I ruined Christmas for him and everybody with my oversensitivity. Am I the a-hole? Oh, madam, ma'am. Because you're probably older than me, okay? So, ma'am, I am so sorry to say this, but you have been, and I don't even use this word, but utterly gaslighted and manipulated. I don't know what he got into your head. For you to still think after all of this that you're in the wrong is crazy to me. What? I don't even understand, because what do you mean you feel like you excuse me, he ruined it by saying all these things to you slyly, and you were even sucking it up. You were even giving him leeway every single time that he said it. And then the audacity for him to now still say something, mention something when someone's giving you a compliment, and then he still had the audacity to come through and still have some weird sly remark. Ugh, nasty. No, thank you, honestly. Like, okay, maybe you could have mentioned it to him before, obviously your husband and wife, maybe if they were affecting you, those comments were affecting you in a way, maybe you could have had a proper stern sit down with him before this dinner. Like, maybe it wasn't the best time, but again, it's something that you had mentioned to him before. And I feel like basic common sense, basic awareness of your surroundings and people's emotions, especially your wives, would tell you that that's not okay to do. Yeah, you're not the asshole, my love. That's crazy. This is just crazy. So disgusting. Oh my gosh. I don't know how people can just stick that out. I just couldn't. I just know I couldn't. Bless her heart. After having a baby and your husband is not even being as supportive as he should, knowing damn well the struggles that come and the thoughts and everything that comes with having a baby. Thank you so much for watching. That's the end of the video. That was very fun. Giving my unprecedented advice that no one asked for about relationships, because I have so much experience myself. You're welcome. Happy holidays. I hope you enjoy your Christmas. I hope you enjoy your New Year's. I hope you get to spend it with your loved ones, friends, family, pets, anything. I hope you have a joyful and festive time and enjoy yourself and appreciate life and be grateful that you made it through another year, whether good or bad. Even if you didn't reach all of the goals that you set for yourself in the year, it doesn't matter because you're still here, you're still standing, and you're still moving, and I like to see it. Okay, goodbye.
Happy Christmas. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler.